Let's talk about it. But real quick, I want to hear from y'all. Y'all tell me, after listening to all that, listening to the soliloquy, right, about what Dan believes Ty is better at than Fernando, how do y'all feel? How do y'all feel? Let me know down below. Let's talk about it. Let's get it in. I want to hear from y'all first, man. I know 805 happy as hell. 805 happy as hell. My boy Quirk, what's going on? He says, he said he watched the tape. Plenty of other people, watch the tape and maybe have some different opinions and all that extra. So, I don't discount the fact that Dan Orlovsky watched the tape. I ain't going to discount that fact. But, we can disagree, but we'll see. We'll see. Steve says he bullshit. They got the same age. The push is the Ty Simpson push has primarily came from Dan D.O. I will say that. Mike says, I guess being QB for a national team doesn't count. See, something he said in there, I definitely disagreed as soon as he said it. But we'll continue to talk about it. He's smoking crack that really good crack. That's how y'all feeling? Bueno, Q put this bum on blast this morning. He said Orlovsky and Ty Simpson have the same agent. Oh, if that's true, then all right, bro. All right. Nah, hell no. Don't stay out of it. We need your opinion. That's what we need. You feel what I'm saying? If you're a Bama fan, that's the best actually opinion I'm looking for. Watching Ty Simpson, okay, and then looking at Fernando, how do you feel? I need to know this answer to the question. You feel what I'm saying? That's gonna let us know or not. Jerome, what's going on, man? Keep bringing that fire content. Appreciate you, big dog. Appreciate you just for tapping in. Will says different systems require different abilities. I agree. I don't like that. Aaron says a month until the draft, no real news, so media got to make news and generate clicks. Dio and Ty Simpson have the same agent. That tells me all I need to know as to why he's pushing Ty as number one. Yeah. If they have the same agent, bro, that does kind of fuck around with me. Silver and Facts, Q outed Orlovsky. They had the same. If they got now 805, we know how you feel. But if they do have the same agent, that is a little I don't want to hear from D.O. You feel what I'm saying? To be honest with you, hearing that they have the same agent, I take your opinion more seriously than what the fuck I just heard. You know what I'm saying? I can't do that. I can't do that. That you got conflicting interests. You got conflicting fucking interests. Now let's talk about it, bro. What he said, and let's dissect. Okay. First of all, when the number one point I'll point out, okay, and this is my opinion that I definitely don't agree with, was when he said what quarterback was asked to put the team on their shoulders more, and he said it was Ty Simpson and not close. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that whatsoever. You feel what I'm saying? Because look, I'm gonna keep it a bean, bro. Yes, Ty Simpson had a couple games where he had to do things, you know what I mean? And he definitely had a couple games where he had to carry that Alabama team because they had no running game, had no this, had no that. But we talking about pressure moments, correct? He said something about pressure moments. Pressure moments, I'm not going to agree that Ty was better than Fernando in pressure moments. I'm not going to do that. Now, we can separate different traits. That's what we're going to do here on this show. We're not just going to clump them all in together and all that extra. We're going to separate the different traits. As far as pressure moments, fourth quarter, need to have it, put your team on your back, I'm not even going to entertain the idea that Ty Simpson was better. There's multiple examples of Fernando doing that this year. So that's just the one thing that I don't like, right? That's the one thing I don't like. Now, as far as the NFL throws, we can do that. We can talk about that. As far as the NFL throws. Yes, I agree with that. That Ty Simpson had to throw more NFL throws at Alabama. I do agree. So remember, we got to keep it real around here. He was asked to do more over the middle. He was asked to do more intermediate throws. He was asked to do more at the line of scrimmage. I'm talking about Ty Simpson. He was, right? He was. He had to check and do all that shit. He didn't have a Signetti helping him with that. Okay. Now, where I've always argued this is that we act like Fernando didn't do those things at Cal, right? At Cal, he did those things, but then he switched the offense coming to Indiana. Okay, so there are throws at Cal where he is throwing those intermediate throws. Now, everybody can say, well, when he was doing that and he wasn't in the RPO system, he wasn't as good, right? This is where the conversation gets to, like, it gets weird for me, right? When people start talking about from Cal to Indiana, and there's like people discredit how much he's supposed to grow in that time frame. You get what I'm saying? I've seen multiple quarterbacks transfer from different schools and get better in the new system that they're in, right? Now, some people could say maybe it's just the system, it's just what he is in, but at the same time, there are certain things that Fernando did that elevated that Indiana squad that when they had Curtis Rourke, they couldn't do. So that is some of it where I'm like, yes, in this year, Ty Simpson did have more NFL throws. In this year in Prism, yes, he did. But I'm not going to take that as to say I didn't see Fernando do that at Cal and that he can't do that in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know about that, and I don't like that thinking. You know what I mean? I don't like that thinking. So we're 805 gonna stand on it though. That's where we at. Now, see, Brady's learner's permit, there's a little disagreement there. A little disagreement. The throws that Ty Simpson was making, especially in the meat and potatoes part of the season, right? Where he was going against the long stretch of SEC teams. That portion, he was making some throws, bro. He was making some throws. Like, I mean, some shit where I'm like, yeah, that's an NFL throw. You know what I mean? Like, and you can't deny that. Of course, like as you go on the Mendoza film, you'll be like, yeah, that's an NFL throw. But, you know, as far as what Ty was doing, I do kind of got to disagree with. Ty was doing a little more difficult passes. Now, again, I've asked this question multiple times, okay? Now, everybody knocks Fernando when it comes to the RPO system that is ran. But again, when you look back at what Curtis Rourke was doing, he was doing the same shit. Feels like Curtis Rourke was doing the same thing. And I bet your bottom dollar that Josh Hoover, that's there at Indiana right now, is going to be running an RPO system. Why? Because the coach ain't going to change the stripes. You know what I'm saying? The coach ain't going to change the stripes. The coach is going to fuck around and run his system, how he runs his system and he sees fit, which is Signetti, and you know how Signetti is, right? So, how much can I knock on that where it's like, that's Signetti? You feel what I'm saying? Like, that is his system. Again, I've seen Fernando at Cal run that more spread type of offense, right? Run that spread type of offense. So I don't know about that. Now, who you talking about, Mike? You talking about Curtis Rourke or you talking about Ty Simpson and Fernando? Because if you're talking about Curtis Rourke, that's different. But let's see what else we talking about. Mike says the most intriguing player from Alabama is running back Jam Miller. Reminds me a bit of Josh Jacobs' situation. Yeah, I don't know. He had a shitty year. He did have a shitty year. It's definitely live, Dre. You know what time it is. We live. It's Monday morning, man. We definitely live. Stevie says, didn't we watch Indiana versus Bama and Ty shit the bed and Fernando blow them out the fucking water? This is true. This is true. Now, people are going to come at you with the fact that say that the broken rib, I believe the gastritis that Ty Simpson was dealing with hindered the performance, right? And this is why I venture to say, I said this in the group chat I had this morning. Now we're going to start talking about, okay, who's going to be better long-term as well, right? Long-term. We're not talking about just for next year. We're talking about for the next 10 years, right? And I believe for the next 10 years, Fernando will develop better than Ty Simpson. He will have a better development track than Ty Simpson. Why do I believe that? The first and main concern is durability. Durability is one, right? Now, I'm not just because you know he got hurt this year, I'm not gonna say like that's gonna be Ty's whole thing, but we're gonna put him in this prism, right? Ty is what, 6'1", 200, something like that. You know what I'm saying? Let me look at what he is. Ty Simpson And he's already in 15 starts. Your first starts, right? You fucked around and you got hurt this year, right? You got hurt. And let's keep it a bean. He's kind of frail. I'm not saying he's like, well, he's not Diego Pavia, you know what I'm saying? But he, as a quarterback, he's on the smaller side. 6'1", 208. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and the comparisons with him are Brock Purdy, right? Brock Purdy and all the extra, which we know Brock Purdy is a smaller type of quarterback. And we know Brock Purdy has missed time, right? Brock Purdy has missed a lot of time in his career so far. As far as a quarterback, like, come on, bro. Can't miss no games. Now, 6'1", 205 compared to 6'5", 235. You know what I mean? Like the durability is going to be something that's going to be in question for me. I will say that. It will be in question because how long it took 15 games, right? For you to feel some of that action when it comes to these defensive linemen. Now, when I tax on the extra 2 games for Ty Simpson and the extra 30 to 40 pounds of DN muscle, you're gonna like, what the fuck gonna happen? What's going to happen? You know what I mean? That is where some of my concern does lie. I do want to get from some of y'all like 805 Quirk as well. Let me know if it's warranted. But some of my concerns do lie like that. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know if he'd be able long term, we're talking 10 years, be able to withstand this punishment. QBs of his stature and mold usually get injured at some points. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you look at all the shorter amount of quarterbacks, right? On the shorter side, because right, we're talking about 6'1" now. 6'1". Brock Purdy, Kyler Murray, maybe, right? I mean, and they both missed time. What's another shorter quarterback? I don't think he's not Bryce Young short, so we're not going to say that. He's not Bryce Young short. Maybe if you want to say Baker Mayfield, but Baker Mayfield struggled in Cleveland with injuries, right? He struggled a little bit until he figured it out, and I think he still kind of deals with it a little bit. Off the top of my head, those 3 come to mind off the top of my head, and all of them have struggled with injury concerns. All of them don't play well into the stereotypes we trying to look at for shorter quarterbacks. They just don't. Now, when you look at the bigger ones, you ain't got to deal with that. You got to deal with that. Now let me see. Let me look what else, man. Let me look what else. Dre says, what are you even talking about? We were debating QBs where one fell off and the other got better throughout the year. That is the next thing. Now, look, Dre, to this, because look, it has to be a conversation. It has to. We can't ignore it, right? We can't ignore it. And at the same time, after this, we're going to talk about Fernando and himself and his strengths, weaknesses. But really looking at it, people will say it's because of his team. It's because Fernando didn't fall off because of his team, right? He didn't fall off because of the coaching staff, okay? But I don't know about that, bro. I don't know about that. Because if Fernando was playing like ass, even if they still had the same pieces around, right? If Fernando was playing like dog shit, they're going to lose games. They would have lost the Big Ten championship if he was playing like ass. To keep it a bean, you know what I mean? Like they would have lost that. Probably, Alabama, they whooped their ass. But Oregon, they would have lost that shit if he was playing like ass. Like, there's multiple games that if he didn't play well, they were going to lose that game. You're going to lose that game. Let me see what else, man. I know you were a Drew Aller fan early. Oh, no. Nah. I'm going to be honest, Spence. I've never liked Drew Aller. Never. Not even last year. I didn't even see what people were saying last year. He inaccurate as hell. I'm going to be real. I think Carson Beck is going to be a better quarterback in the league than Drew Aller. Somebody, you can say what you want, but I think Carson Beck is going to be a better QB in the league than Drew Aller. I definitely think that. Mike Nando, what's going on? Oh, we got 3 mics in here. If you don't think the Raiders and Brady are evaluating both these QBs and will select upon that decision, Raiders still could trade out a first pick if they think Ty is better than Fernando. Yeah, I'm not gonna be mad at it. I mean, this is what we're doing. We talking, right? I mean, that's what they're supposed to be doing. Let me see. Mike says, I like Ty Simpson. They ain't really have a running game or a legit threat at tight end. That's a lie. They had Josh Cuevas, and Josh Cuevas was nice. I'm not going to let you do that, Mike. All year, it was Ty and his wide receivers. Yeah, this is true. I mean, he was there. He was there. But it is something to say after the first half of the season, he didn't play well. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is true. After the first half of the season, not Fernando, but Ty Simpson didn't play well. He didn't. And this is before the gastritis. This is before the fucking rib. Because some people are going to say that's why he didn't play. No, that's not why. This is before that. He started playing shitty before the gastritis and the goddamn broken rib. And he didn't even get the broken rib until the game. So then there's that, right? Next, I will say this. Cuevas got hurt. Oh, he did get hurt. Yeah, he did. Well, I ain't gonna let Mike disrespect Cuevas. Cuevas is nice. He said he ain't no tight end. Cuevas is cold. I like him. But I will say this, right? Again, that was before gastritis. That was before the ribs. Ty Simpson started his decline. He did started the decline during the season. All right. Now, this brings to the next point. This brings to the next point. In any other draft class, 15 starts. Come on, bro. 15 starts where like everybody else is mad that you're taking a quarterback that early with only 15 starts. Now we're bypassing, right? Like we're gonna bypass that. That plays a part into it too, to me. Like y'all can play a part into it again. But what I'm saying is 15 starts and you play good for half of them, play bad for half of them. I don't really know what I'm going to be getting.